All right, today we're talking the 4 key levels of sales confidence that every new SDR goes through on the journey to becoming an account executive. I went through all of these stages myself when I was new, going from an SDR to an account executive, and I spent 2 years as an SDR manager, so I have seen and coached many reps through all 4 of these stages. It's important to understand because it helps keep things in perspective when they're not going well or you feel like they're not going well, and it doesn't look the same for everyone. Some go through certain levels faster than others, but what I can promise is that when you reach the 4th stage, you'll know you're there and you'll know you're ready for the account executive role. So I'm going to take you through what each of these 4 stages are in this video. So let's get into it. The first stage is what I call unconscious incompetence. This is where you show up. This is where most people start, if not everyone starts, and you don't know what you don't know. You're overwhelmed, you're seeking answers, even the simplest of tasks like how to use your laptop. I remember for me, I'd only ever used Gmail in my life, so even things like Outlook, where all the buttons are, everything was a mental strain, and I didn't even have the capacity to think about what it took to be successful in the role. I was unconsciously incompetent. This is a stage where it's important to find the right mentors. Hopefully I can serve as one on YouTube. The reason I got on here is because I don't think there's a lot of great mentors out there on YouTube, and I wanted to be one because I was searching for mentors and answers when I was new. But ideally you find one or multiple people within your company. Hopefully it's your manager, your account executive that you work with, a successful peer that's maybe a year into role, maybe getting their promotion, they're where you want to be. And you're searching for answers. You find techniques from these people that you resonate with, and this stage is about just getting data points. Just start doing stuff. Don't overthink. You're probably not going to be successful out of the gate. The first 3 months for me, I was not successful at all, but it was just important to get those data points, get those shots on net, get that feedback, and then you can optimize from there. So if you're taking that action, this will lead you to the second level of sales confidence, which I call conscious incompetence. You're still not effective at your job, but you see a path and a roadmap for success and how you're gonna get better. For some, this happens within weeks. For others, it could take months. For me, it took a couple months, but you at least begin to understand what it's going to take and what you need to work on. You can almost feel, let's take cold calls, for example, where you started to lose the prospect. Oh, my tonality was weak there, or I was using passive language. I need to be more assumptive. So you're still not that successful yet, but you at least can see the pathway to success. At this point, you may have had some strokes of success. Maybe you're booking some meetings on the cold calls, just not frequently, or you've had someone respond to one of your emails and take a meeting. Maybe you're getting your first opportunities, but everything still feels difficult. It's a mental strain to do simple tasks like using the CRM system, putting together emails, and you need to work on becoming more efficient. So if you continue taking the action, putting in the work, being consistent, you're optimizing, you're thinking about things, looking for areas to improve, you then reach the 3rd level of sales confidence that I call conscious competence. So here you're starting to get good. You've experienced success. It's maybe not second nature. You can't do it in your sleep yet, but you know what actions you need to take to give yourself a high likelihood and high probability that you will either book meetings, whatever your KPIs are, book meetings, get opportunities. You know what needs to be done to be successful. It's just not second nature yet. Now you're starting to see success more consistently, and more so, you actually recognize why you've been successful. You understand, you're putting processes in place, and you're starting to get more efficient. The harder you work and you put in the effort, you expect to see those results, and you know why you're going to get those results, whether it's because you made a certain amount of interactions to a certain amount of people, you're using your internal company data in a smart way, people who've signed up for events, inbound leads. It's different for every company, but you start to recognize patterns and you know what it takes to be successful and you know how to execute on it. And it is so important in this stage to not get complacent, because you might be hitting your number at this stage. You might be doing what you need to do. You're consciously competent, but you need to push through and get to this next level because it's going to make your job and your life in the account executive role so much easier. You need to get to unconscious competence. That's the 4th stage and the 4th level of sales confidence. What I'll say is you'll know when you're at this level. It happens fast. It happens exponentially. This is when you have the job down second nature. Things that used to be difficult are incredibly easy and you barely need to think about them. This includes even maneuvering your internal systems. You're way more effective in prospecting, meeting setting, getting qualified opportunities. It begins to feel like a game. You know what actions need to be taken. Your processes are down. You have optimized them over the course of months, maybe even years, depending on where you work. And you'll start getting 10x the results you used to in 1/10 of the effort. It's not a perfect science. Maybe it's 5x, 4x, I don't know. But you'll start to get exponentially better results, and you'll almost laugh in your head because you're like, I'm working half as hard on paper as I used to. This is what leaves you extra time left over to start doing things to prepare yourself for that account executive role, whether it's networking, joining their team meetings, stuff like that, actually running calls on your own. Once you have that prospecting, those SDR duties down second nature, that's what opens the door for you to start thinking about that account executive role. So don't settle until you get to this point. Know that this point is possible and feasible, even if it doesn't seem so, because it's exponential when you get there. You won't even realize it, and then one day you'll just realize, wow, this just feels easy and I know exactly what I need to do to get the desired results I want. This is the exact stages that I went through when I was new. I've seen many people go through this. This doesn't even always just apply to tech sales. These 4 levels of confidence, it's really for anything in life. Unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and then unconscious competence. Those are the 4 key levels. Hope this helped. Let me know what stage you're at. If you can identify which one, let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next one.